Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Facebook Friday. Eric Hammond here at the Orange Stack. Today on the show, we're going to be talking about building your brand. We've got a couple great questions that we've received from some of our classes that we've taught this week and some of our followers. Real quick, if you've got some questions, be sure to submit them. You can either send them directly to our Facebook page, which is at the Orange Stack, or you can send me a direct message. My name's Eric Hammond with a K. But either way, today we're going to be talking about building your brand, how to communicate with your audience on social media, and how to talk about things besides real estate to your audience. Because I know that for some of you, you're just stuck. You don't know what else to say about real estate, and there's only so many things you can talk about. So join us in the show today as we uncover how to do more with social media and how to get more followers and build your brand. Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Facebook Friday. Eric Hammond here of the Orange Stack, and thanks for joining us each week as we uncover how to build your business on social media and how to do more as a real estate agent. This show is dedicated to you, the real estate agent. Again, we go live every single Friday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific, and we answer your questions, we bring you value, and we uncover how to grow your business as a real estate agent. And today we're answering a couple questions. This is kind of out of the ordinary. We don't get a ton of questions on this show. I'd love to get more, so if you're watching this and you want your questions answered, be sure to send them in. Happy to answer them. Just tag our page in them or send them to me on Facebook. But either way, we're getting to a couple good questions today, and we're going to be focusing on building your brand online in social media as a real estate agent. So if you're struggling with social media and how to use it in today's world and how to produce content and all those great things, these are the things that we're going to answer. So the first question is do I build a team brand or do I build a personal brand? The answer to me is both, okay? So let me take the stance of the team brand first. If you're in real estate and it's just you and you're thinking ahead, what's the next 5, 10, 20 years look like for me? Do I want to be even in real estate in 20 years? Can I be in real estate in 20 years? Maybe you have some pre-thoughts of where the market's going and how Zillow and AI and everybody else is taking over the world. But regardless, what do you envision the next 20 years of real estate looking like for you? Are you planning on selling homes? Are you planning on selling your business someday and stepping out of real estate and doing something different? I know a lot of real estate agents who build up this massive team, do incredible things with it, and then say, you know what, this has been great, but I have a viable business that I can sell now, and I'm out, and I'm gonna do something else. So that's where it comes into the personal brand as well. We'll get to that in just a sec. But think about it, guys. If you're in real estate and you love it and you wanna retire in it, someday you're gonna need to hang up your hat. You can't do this forever. I mean, maybe you die selling homes. Hopefully you don't die in a house and you have to disclose that. Just kidding. Anyway, think about what you're doing with your brand and how you're positioning yourself in the future. If I call myself ABC Real Estate and I'm building that team, right? That brand that's behind me, even if it's just me for now, but later in life I say, look, I've got thousands of contacts. We have this business. It's self-running. It does its thing. Write me a check and it's yours and I'll walk away, sign a non-compete, whatever it is, right? So think about the growth that you can have that way. On the other side of that, there's so many real estate agents that I meet who have this book of business that have thousands of contacts, the same story, and they just say, you know what, it's not really worth anything. I'm out. I sold 30 homes last year. I'm tired. I'm burned out. I want to do something else in life. So they hang up their hat and they walk away from potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, in the business that they've built and they spent their blood, sweat, and tears on. So structure your life in a way that you can sell this business someday, because someday you might have to, someday you might want to, and regardless, there's probably some value in the contacts and everything that you've built over these years. So with that in mind, if I call my team Eric Hammond Real Estate and I go to sell it to Mike Jones, the agent who's like, look, I've got a check, I can acquire your business, I want to do this. He's not going to want to build up the Eric Hammond brand. He's going to want to take over a brand that just kind of blends in with what he's doing, right? And that happens, and people absorb companies and stuff that way. But that conversion from brand A to brand B can take a long time, especially if it's targeted around a name like Eric Hammond Real Estate. You're going to have to make that conversion. Build something that you can sell and that's easy obtainable for somebody else to just write a check and buy from you. Okay, that's number one. Number two is your personal brand. Let's say you decide in 5 years and you're at 40 years old or 50 years old or whatever you are, that this is it. I'm done with real estate. I've had a go at it. I've made a bunch of money, but now I want to do something else. You need to build your personal brand, okay? It's always about your personal brand. It's one of the things that I focus on. We have a company called the Orange Stack. It has nothing to do with me. I forgot my orange sunglasses today once again, but we normally are focused around our company and building our company, but at the same point, I'm the focus of it. My name's Eric Hammond. I'm of the Orange Stack. I own this business and everything that we do here. And I'm building up my personal brand, and people are getting to know me as an influencer, as a speaker, as a coach, as a past real estate agent. And no matter where I go after this, if I get out of the Orange Stack and I get out of digital marketing, I'm still gonna have my name and my brand behind it. And I'm always trying to build that brand. Everything that I do on social media is focused around building my brand so that people recognize me. They're not gonna remember the Orange Stack someday. They're not gonna remember all the marketing things that happen, because who knows where social media is going, right? You never know what the next 20, 30, 40 years of my life will look like. And I wanna build up my brand now so that I can focus on bringing me results and building my brand so that I can be around after the fact. And it also allows me someday to be able to sell my marketing business if I ever choose to do so. Nothing in the plans to do that, but you never know, right? So build a team that you can sell, and then build your personal brand. So somebody asked, what do you talk about on social media besides real estate? And I think that's a great question, because so many of us are just like, look, we just listed a house this week, and we're just selling a house this week, and we've got all these things going on. We've got open houses and all these amazing things in real estate going on right now. But I don't know what else to talk about, because that's what my business, and this is what I want to talk about. So here's the question. What else can you talk about? Everything, guys. You have a life. You have your own reality show right in front of you every single day, and most of you fail to see the value in it, okay? There's interesting things in your life that happen every day. I was reading a book called ClickFunnels, and if you haven't read it, check it out. It's an amazing book. But he talks about Seinfeld, right? And Seinfeld was this incredible show that lasted for a decade, and if you summed up the show, what was it about? The show was about nothing. It was literally just Jerry living his life, hanging out with his friends, doing his things, watching Kramer do crazy stuff, speaking, stand-up comedy, all that kind of stuff. It was a show about nothing. But yet people watched it, people loved it, people engaged in it, and it's still on TV today. They're still running, playing reruns on Netflix and TBS and everywhere else that you see on TV. So take that into your own life and say, look, I'm just like Jerry. I wake up in the morning, I eat breakfast, I go to the office, I have kids, I have a family, whatever your situation is, I do my thing, right? I'm passionate about cars, traveling, music, or cameras, or whatever it is in your life. Share these experiences. That's what you talk about online. The more human you make yourself, the more interesting you are. As you've noticed, Jerry had this huge buildup from this television show, and it got him all over the world. And now he's starting to do more comedy again, and he started his life with comedy, but it's just showing that people were interested in his life and kind of seeing the behind the scenes of who he was. So pull out your phone, share your content, share who you are, share your life, document your life. This morning, my kids are always wanting to have donuts, right? Like they always want donuts. Like this is just their thing. And I'm not gonna buy them donuts every day, but once in a while I'll go out and get them a treat. And today they're at school, so I went out and got them a couple sprinkled donuts, and I think they're gonna be super excited. They're still at school. But I took a picture of the donuts. I took a picture of the donut shop. I did a couple hashtags on Instagram, got a few more followers from it, got a couple comments back and forth already on it. Those are the kind of things that people want to see. They want to see that you're human, that you can interact with people, that you can share your life, and that you can communicate in a way that's just not, we just sold a house, we just listed a house. We understand you're the best real estate agent ever, but there's more to you than that. Find a way to connect with your hobbies, your passions, your life. Share and document your life. Share it in that way, and people are going to be so excited to learn more about it. You're going to see. I did a test. We do a lot of business posts. We do a lot of quotes and motivation and all that. If you follow our Instagram or Facebook feed, you'll see that this is the case. And recently, because I've been preaching this, that you need to share your life, I've been focused on more of the personal side of my life, and I've been sharing more, like I said, the donut story today. I've been sharing more of these personal things in my life and saying, look, this is who I am, follow me. And it's amazing. The more personal posts, I get way more interaction, way more comments, way more engagement than any of the business posts. And people love that motivation, you know, go hustle and go to motivate yourself and read this quote and whatever it is. People love that, but they love the personal side of things. So figure out how to share those things. Last night I was doing some audits of some agents in the area, and I came across a great agent actually in San Diego, and he has a hashtag like 52 hikes or something like that. So this year he's going to spend, I think, basically every single weekend going on hikes somewhere here in San Diego, and there's a ton of incredible hiking. And so he was out, he posts about 10 photos of every hike, he makes a quick video of it, and the interaction is great. You know, he's getting hundreds of likes and thumbs up and comments and engagement on these posts. So those are the kind of things that can be fun for people, you know. So go out and explore and share your life with the world. So that's what you post on social media besides real estate, real estate, real estate. Guys, real estate's kind of boring. Nobody wants to know what the market's doing or what the next house is that you're selling or that you just sold a house unless they're in the market right now. And I understand that you're looking for those people, but you're trying to connect online with the people that are almost ready to go, right? They're 3, 6, 9 months out because they're getting ready to go buy a house someday. And when they do, you want them to call you because they've been following you so long. They've been going on the hikes that you've been going on. They've been eating at the donut shops that you've been talking about. They've been going to the car dealers that you've been talking about. Whatever it is, they're gonna connect you on that personal level, and when the time comes to buy or sell a house, they're gonna reach out to you. Next question. I have no followers. followers. What should I be posting to get followers? I think is the question to that. So here's the deal. Most of you guys, everybody has to start out with a personal page on Facebook, right? You have to have a personal profile to have a business page. Some of you started yesterday, some of you started 10 years ago, and you're building up that followers. Some of you have a couple followers personalized. Some of you have 4,999 followers because that's where you max out on social media. Quick tip, go build a personal brand page because you're unlimited on how many followers you get. Someday, and there's plenty of people that I meet, 4,997 followers, and they're always unfollowing and following new people as they meet because you're maxed out at 5,000 followers. But as a personal brand, just like a business page, you can have millions of followers, just like Jerry Seinfeld or any of these other big celebrities out there who have a ton of followers. There's no limit. So go build your personal brand. I'm still working on mine. We don't have that many followers yet, so don't make me the exemplar here, but build your personal brand on the side of your personal page and start pushing traffic to that personal brand. On the other side, you have your real estate brand page, right? It's that Eric Hammond real estate team or ABC real estate or whatever you want to call your real estate page. And when you started it, you have 0 followers except for maybe a mom and a sister and something like that. By the way, thanks mom and sister for following me when we started our page for the first time, because I think you were our first couple followers. And it's really hard to get the ball rolling because organically on Facebook doesn't show your content to anybody unless you have followers. And even still, they only show your content to about 3% of the people that follow you. So if you have 100 followers on a business Facebook page, only 3% of the people that follow you are going to actually see the content that you're posting. So how do I get more followers from these few people that know me? You got to start posting and sharing your content in groups. So every time that you make a video, share it to a couple groups that you're part of. Every time you go make a video, be willing to go live, because live videos get more traction. They're shown to more people. You can tag people in it. Their followers are going to see it. There's some kind of weird ways of doing it. Those aren't the best. Unfortunately, the best way that I have suggested for you today is you have to buy them. And nobody wants to hear that. You got to buy your followers. It's kind of like paying friends to hang out with you, but you have to do it. So we do it. It took us a while to even get to 100 followers when we started our page. We just broke 2,000 followers maybe a week or two ago. I think we're like 2,100 now. But what we do is we run a couple great ads that basically tell the value of what you're going to get by following our page, the things that you're going to learn. And we say, look, for more content like this, be sure to follow our page. And what that does is it goes in front of people who are interested in what we do, real estate agent, you guys right now. And so what we do is we spend about $5 a day, which turns out to be $35 per week, which is nothing to get more followers. We're spending on average about 50 cents to 75 cents per follower to join our page and to follow us. Okay, so yes, I'm still buying followers, but it's bringing up that growth. For me, we're trying to reach every real estate agent in the United States. There's millions of you guys out there. Incredible, tons of them. Some of them are part-time and some of you guys are full-time. But either way, we're trying to reach you. We're trying to bring value to you, one post at a time. And for most of you guys, you are in a community that has, 100,000, 200,000, maybe even 400,000 people in your little farm area as a whole city, not the neighborhood or community that you're selling in, but in your city, right? Like you want to talk to these people, you want to become the master real estate agent in this area. If that's your case, you need to create that audience and then spend a couple dollars a day. It doesn't even have to be $5 a day. It could be $1 a day. But once you get the ball rolling, your cost per likes will go down, 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 and you'll just keep that going all the time. So our ad runs 24/7 all the time. It's been running for over a year now, but it's keep building that engagement. And so as you start to get more followers, organically, you're going to start reaching more people too. So when you're first starting out and you have 10 followers, 100 followers, whatever, and you're trying to get the word out about what you're doing, consider creating a clever ad that gets more followers and just run it in the background, have it run all the time, put $1 a day to it, whatever it is, work with your budget, and just know that the money that I spent on this is going to come back to pay for it later. Because now every time I post to my 2,000 followers, again, 3% of them are reached. So out of 2,000 followers, what's that, like 60 people are going to see my content for free, which is great. That's 60 more than would have not seen it at all, but they're going to share it, friends are going to see it, things like that. Okay, so build up your following, and it's not always about the numbers. You don't have to have 10,000 or 100,000 followers. You just need the right followers. Focus on an audience that's going to make sense for you. Focus on the people who are homeowners in your area. Focus on the renters in your area. Focus on the property managers in your area, other real estate agents that you can connect to and maybe build value off of. Maybe there's a commercial real estate agent that you know who's looking to work with a residential real estate agent. Whatever it is, find people that you can connect to and build your audience that way. The last thing you need to go do is buy followers in China or somewhere else that doesn't make sense for you because they're not able to buy homes from you. You want to have them in your community. So figure out how to do it that way. But that's my answer for that is, what do I do when I don't have followers? You have to buy them sometimes. It's how everybody does it, and it works. You may not have to do it forever, but to get that ball rolling and to get maybe your first 1,000 followers, it's probably the course that you're going to have to take. And don't rush out and try to build 1,000 followers by the end of next week. It takes time. Maybe you spend a year, and at the end of this year, at the end of 2019 or whenever you see this video, your goal is to have 1,000 followers. That's great. Go for it. here's a couple other things. These aren't necessarily questions, but they're more comments that we brought up in a class. Somebody asked, how do I post great open house ads? Okay, and that's tough because they're so short. They're usually, most agents post an open house ad for 3 or 4 days. The problem is that you need a little bit more time on social media. You need about 2 weeks ideally, and most of you aren't going to know 2 weeks in advance for an open house that you're going to hold. But if you can, try to figure that out so that you can have more time to get more exposure on it. And whether it's for an open house or whether it's for some other type of content that you're trying to get out there, one of the things that I want to tell you about is being specific in your ad. So a lot of you guys are going to post content that's generic. You know, hey, open house this weekend, 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, 123 Main Street. That's not specific at all. It's specific to that house, but it doesn't speak to anybody. You know, if I'm looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house and I want a view, or I want to see the beach, or I want to be in a certain part of town, or I want a big backyard, or I want trees, or whatever it is I'm looking for, those are the kind of things that you need to speak to. So the beauty of social media is that Facebook knows everything about you. They know where you are, what your interests are, your age, your income level. They know, you know, if I'm interested in horses or the beach or cars or anything else, play off these things, okay? So maybe you target interested in Zillow, okay? That's your first demographic that you're trying to reach. And then the next one is house hunting. And then the next one is outdoor space, okay? So people who like outdoor spaces probably want a big yard. We bought this huge yard. You can't even see it that way. It's actually my own house. It's got this incredible view at the back. Someday we'll give you guys a tour of this place. But what you can do now is say when you have an open house that has a beautiful backyard or a beautiful view or something like that, you can say, if you've been looking for your dream house that has a beautiful backyard, just trees all over, a view of everything that you've been looking for, this is the house for you and this is why, boom, 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 and you're gonna speak to that audience. You understand? Now I'm making a targeted ad just for that audience, okay? So now let's say you do have this view, but you also have a 3-car garage and you're thinking this is gonna apply to the guy who likes cars. I'm a car guy. I love a 3-car garage. I love an 8-car garage. Now you go find all the people who are interested in cars, who are also on Zillow, who are also house hunting, and you target them and you go into the garage and you make a video. Check out this garage. It's incredible. It has an epoxy floor. It has a ton of lights. It's got an air compressor in the corner, whatever it is. Speak to that audience. Does that make sense? So now you're creating content that's specific to the audiences that need to hear this information. Again, when you're generic and you're trying to speak to everybody, nobody's going to listen because it's boring. As I'm getting specific with you guys and helping you understand this is going to be relevant to you, I only focus on the niche of real estate because I want to be relevant to you guys. This week alone, I had to turn down 2 other businesses that want me to help them in their social media marketing, but it's outside of real estate and I'm not interested because I know that my message is going to be watered down if I start talking about these other businesses. So as you create content for your ads and you're trying to reach the audience that you're looking for, make it super specific to them and what they're trying to do and what they're interested in, and that's when you win. It's too hard to make a piece of content for everybody, but if you could, you definitely win. But try to get as granular and as specific as you can. The beauty of social media is that it allows you to be liquid like this. You don't have to have one big billboard and one big message that says house for sale. You can put up something, take it down, try something else, spend $1 on here and $5 on there and $8 on this. You can play with these things. That's the beauty of it, is that it's so flexible that it allows you to make changes and work with what you have. The most expensive part of it is creating the content itself, you know, making a video like this or coming up with the imagery that's going to be interesting for that demographic. But if you are willing to do that and invest the time, your results are going to be fantastic. So that kind of sums up that one. I know we had one other question on here. No, I think that covers it. We kind of wrapped everything up. Awesome. Guys, I appreciate you guys being here every single week. We do the show every single Friday. I think we're going to be changing up our format a bit. We've been outside for the last 2 years. We're in the middle of winter. It just poured rain yesterday. I'm so glad that we can be out here today in the sunshine. I'm going to start getting more into an indoor environment. We're going to start interviewing people. We're going to be bringing guests onto the show. I want to treat it more like the Dave Letterman show, right? Like indoors, have a set, have it interesting, be more longer format content like this. We're already at 21 minutes, but I want to be more long format content that's going to bring value to you. So please submit your questions. Give us the things that you're struggling with. How do I do this? How do I do that? We have a private Facebook group that we work with. We get a ton of great questions from that, and that's where I get most of my material for this. But I want to make sure that we're bringing the most value for you guys. So we're still going to be posting the show every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific. We're going to try to go live as much as we can. We're going to be playing with some new technology, so we'll see how that comes. But I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you guys being here. It is February 1st, and I'm excited for the things that are coming in 2019. We have some incredible stuff that's coming. So guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. And if you haven't, like and subscribe our page. I know that we've got some great content that's going to help you build your real estate business in 2019 and adapt to the changing market that we're in. So thanks for being here. Thanks for following. We'll see you on the next one.